You guys, welcome back to You Are What You Think TV. Today's video has been delayed because I was just really trying to reflect on the year and think about what good advice and what good news I could offer to you all. And so I decided to make this a reflective post. I don't do reflection posts often, but I feel like the most appropriate time would be as we are starting to make our way into a new year, which I also know is everyone's been talking about how we're moving from the year of the snake, which is about transformation and shedding the old to come into the new, and the horse is that space of embracing the new journey that is going to propel you into the life that you've been working towards for however long, right? So, just as you think about the things you have put out to complete this year and the energy that you want to bring into the new year, how are you feeling as far as it pertains to just how you've handled certain situations throughout 2025? Are you thinking that you should have handled certain situations differently? That you could have maybe done something different? If so, think about what that is. Maybe write it down and just give yourself the time you need to acknowledge the things you did well and maybe recognize the things you need to work on so that you don't have to repeat it next year. Because that's what tends to happen when we do New Year's resolutions. I'm going to be the first person to say, or I'm saying it on my page for the first time ever, that we tend to look to New Year's resolutions as a fresh start, a new beginning. But because we are human, we still make mistakes, and you may look up like you have in the past, and it's February 1st, and you already have started to slack on things you said you were going to be focused on doing in the new year. People always start the first of the new year doing that thing, right? They're like, I'm at the gym, or they go to the grocery store and they're proud of how much money they saved because they budgeted, right? And all these different things, but they tend to not be able to stay consistent, even though they should, because I personally feel like they don't give themselves the time and space needed to make that mistake. And so I want to challenge you. This is like a reflective post, but then I also want to challenge you today to think about maybe starting some of those habits today, as soon as you've seen this video. If staying consistent with exercise is one of those goals of yours, don't wait until the first to hit the gym. Start following workout videos today. If you want to start eating better, granted the holidays are coming up, but before the holidays you have a great deal amount of time to change some of your eating habits or some of your eating patterns. Maybe you want to change your sleeping patterns. Whatever that thing is that you want to change going into the new year, you should truly think about and consider starting today with incorporating those changes into your life, because the truth is the first week may be good, the second week might be good, but are you allowing yourself that time to make a mistake before you intended to make that change, so that you can actually say, you know what, I started this so early, I made a mistake, I fell off, right? I wasn't consistent, but I get to start when I initially wanted to start. And so hopefully that time is going to be much more successful because you've already seen where you made error, and you're able to be more mindful going forward when it comes to just staying on track for what it is you say you want to bring into the new year, or the goal that you have planned for yourself. And I do apologize, I'm recording and there are workers working on gutters, etc., and some other things. So if you hear any noise in the background, I do apologize. I just want to put that out there in case there were any minor noise interruptions throughout this video. I didn't want you to feel cool. What was that? Okay, but yeah, really think about, have you been the person that you want to be? 2025 is coming to an end. I want you to really think about, have you been the friend that you want? Have you been the mother that you want to be? Have you been the sister that you want to be? Have you been the niece that you want to be? Have you been the father that you want to be? Have you been the grandparent that you want to be? Have you been the uncle that you want to be? Have you been the aunt that you want to be? Have you been the cousin that you want to be? Have you been the lover that you want to be? So when I think about or speak on reflections, I want you to really hone in on these different parts of you that you share with others, and think about how not only do they affect you, but do they affect those whom you share space with? If you feel like you could improve in certain areas, make sure you take note of that. Make sure you write it down and think about ways in which you can improve in that area if that's something you desire. Because life is about being accountable and definitely making those changes that you want to make that will put you in the direction that you want to be in, versus just being on the side of the road having your thumb up. You don't want to be that person in your life that's like, any volunteers to come and help me? I need help. Like, you want to acknowledge where in your life you need to focus maybe a little bit more attention so that you can improve in that area, so that you're not having your hand out walking around or looking for a ride to be someone's ride along, so that someone can maybe pull you out of a situation you may have created for yourself. So please reflect on this past year. Think about where you can use some improvement. I challenge you to not wait until the New Year's Eve day before setting your intentions for New Year's resolutions. Maybe think about creating them a little early and taking some action. That way you have that space and that time to make a mistake. You want to stay consistent as best as you can. I understand mistakes happen. Give yourself that grace, right? But get back on track if you do fall off. And definitely hold yourself responsible for the things that you do or don't do within your life. I promise you, it'll make you feel so much better about the control that you do have as it pertains to your life. Because as much as people want to make it seem like life is happening to them, they have control. They still have control over certain aspects. And it's important that you know what aspects of your life that it is you do have control over. And take the reins and move strategically and with intention. Okay, guys? So I plan to post next week, but if nothing comes to me, because I am trying to knock out as many goals myself as we come into the next year, please give me a little bit of grace when it comes to my content. Thank you so much for tuning in. Best of luck to you as you finish strong the rest of this year, 2025, as we go into bring in 2026. I am so proud of all of the positive changes you have made, and keep up the good work. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, subscribe if you haven't already, and until next time, be well, guys.